To me, it's about how much Heretics has spread for this, because I agree with you. I am not 1000% in love with this composition, but I really hope that with the amount of corrode that we have seen, Heretics has learned a lesson or two from other people.
Talk about comps I like, though. We're going in with MIBR on this Waylide. This is such a good map, such a good role for Aspas to play, and to get to start out on the attack side as well. They have great ideas to fast take mid or to re-clear that space. When they get into a site, watch how MIBR fights deep on their hits, trying to fight into CT, get that little bit of extra space. The KO absolutely thrives in those positions, and the previous opponents of MIBR on this map got really caught off guard by that aggressive flashing into their spawn that MIBR was doing a lot in the post plants.
Benji, are you baiting? Benjamin the fish? Before he baits, okay. I actually want to bring attention to something I was mentioning very early today, and it's the Wood versus Aspas. Now, for the 2 times that they played a champ last year against each other, Wood versus Aspas, the first time, really, Wood did not have the time. I still do not find him 100% with this Viper, and I need him to show up, especially on the left side of the map. I need him to show a presence on B, because he needs to be one of the stopping forces for Aspas and company.
Yeah, even though he's not, shoved into the duelist role like he was back last year, he's still going to be the one who oftentimes is in that direct 1v1 with Aspas, which is pretty cool to still see that panning out. Heretics was great on the defense. They locked G2 out of this one pretty much completely, but MIBR's comp is a bit more explosive. I think it has a lot more options, and it's going to be a lot bigger test in my mind.
It's going to be a great game, no matter how you slice it, though. You got 3 great maps these players decided to lock in here, and it is all going to come down to who wants it more. Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters who are making their Champions Paris debut. It's the Legends of the Pacific, Achilleos and Paperthin.
Thank you very much, GB. It is a pleasure to be back here in Paris. I'm Achilleos, that's Paperthin, and my God, we might just have an incredible series here before us. Team Heretics once again going up against Aspas there on MIBR. corrode to start it all off.
Yeah, surprisingly, the first time these 2 orgs are going to meet at any level of competition. But yes, Aspas will certainly be wanting revenge. But for me, the story of these 2 teams is their momentum, is their fire. Can they keep it stoked here throughout this grueling, what I expect to be a grueling series? I mean, both of these teams are going to have to keep those emotions high. You heard it during those pre-show interviews. That's what the talk of the town is for these guys. Coming in so confident. Benji Fishy flirting with some damage, but backed off by the shock dart there. And that's something that I've really been impressed with here for Verno, how clean he is with those shock darts to gain a little bit of territory control, to gain some space, or to delay on fallbacks on the defender side of the map. But let's see what MIBR has in store.
Quick little face out. Here's that Sheriff on the opposite side. So Odyssey just going to be backing away, joins in with the rest of the team. Wiley just clustered here in mid. Drone to try to push. Scale in behind this one, try to get some semblance of map control, because for now, it's firmly in the hands of Heretics.
This is classic MIBR. They love to take these mid-round pauses to try to work the map a little bit, bait out some utility, figure out what their opponents are doing. And Heretics just going to fall back to the default, to the 2-1-2. Try to hold this off. It's going to be on to Cortezia. See what he can do as the Viper to get that extra angle, to get that extra flank. These executes for MIBR often really impactful, and obviously that guy on your screen, a big part of it. Flash going to be coming.
Made up and over the top, Aspas going in, dips down, has to take that refract out immediately. Verno able to find one, but MIBR does get rid of Odyssey at the same time. Now the flank getting ready to come in, but noted, dealt with Woot. Able to find it with a headshot. Aspas, however, right back into the fray, gets himself into the site. He's able to find Benji Fishy, and Shenum does manage to take down the enemy Viper. Plant coming through. 2v3 for the attempted retake here for Heretics.
They're so good at backing up those executes, and it's so difficult to read if Aspas fully commits or not, but Shenum going to be holding a tight angle. Verno stepping in.
Riding the corner here, the smoke, Shenum right there alongside him. That's going to be Pooh, able to collect them both. Doesn't take a lick of damage, now finds himself into the 1v1. Up in towards heaven, though, goes Aspas. Trying to go from an unexpected angle, and he has pulled it off. The opening round here on corrode goes the way of MIBR.
Yeah, this is just quintessential MIBR. Throw a little bit of KO utility over the top. Verno there gets the spot with his util. Able to find that easy kill off of the refract from Aspas. And then it's a flood into the site. They do challenge this choke and give it to the 1v1 for Boo, who has been good in some clutches at this event.
Let's go, boys!
Fraud's fired up, and you know, I got to talk to him a little bit today before the match, and you know, he's just so happy with the way the team's been performing, just really impressed with the way they were firing against RRQ, who he thought is a really tough team. Refract there from Aspas, a challenge from Zenom. Ooh, he takes a bunch of damage there.
A bit of it is decay, but still plenty suffered. Resting now with 38 HP. One of the players with that Phantom in hand certainly don't want to have that fall into the enemy here. As Aspas to the ring, a dash, maybe wants to just try to go for the fight. And yeah, peeks off the back of that recon dart, able to find Woot, and Verno takes down Minibu at the same time, shutting down this crunch attempt from mid. Rien's still pushing forward, does make his presence known, but isn't able to find much of anything there with the stray shots of the smoke.
Yeah, and I like that they're being really diligent about watching their flanks. This is something that MIBR did so well against RRQ, who likes to take a lot of mid presence, likes to take a lot of mid control. It's about watching that flank behind you. You know, Aspas got that impactful double kill on the bonus against them. Something they need to be potentially aware of against Heretics. They're not as keen to do that compared to some. Heretics are much more about shutting you down while you're trying to get through chokes or trying to get to the plant. But in this case, of course, just with the eco, just with the classics, probably just going to try to find a way to die to the spike if possible. A couple players here pretty beat up with this 3 rifle investment. So let's see if MIBR is going to be able to carry over the heavy firepower into the next round.
Should be decently well suited. Seems like Heretics, given this grouping, a peek in towards this A site where maybe they could find Cortesia, who's going to be on this later lurk, but otherwise likely just going to go down to the spike itself and allow for MIBR to potentially get even the Flawless to tick over. Looks like Verno with the Ghost in hand will want to go on the hunt a bit, see if he can try to get some more ult charge. A death will put him 1 away, and that is where he's going to rest for now. So 1 more for that Hunter's Fury to come through, and as it is going to be a clean start here for MIBR.
Just really great awareness in the middle of the map here. Again, not overcommitting to anything. Aspas finds a nice tight angle there to get the opening kill as the dart is coming through. Verno does such a good job supporting his teammates from the back line. He's always the guy who's going to be kind of following up off what Aspas is trying to do, or if there's counter pressure, if there's some kind of util dump from the opponents, he's often the one who's able to sidestep it, come in, get the big kill to open things up a bit more for MIBR. Coming into this bonus looking pretty good with the firepower of Bulldog for Artisan. Quick dash out there.
They're looking for a trap setup here, but Aspas eats an immense amount of damage. Good fire out there from the side of Rien's. Forces him back. Just down to 10 HP. Cortesia dead simultaneously. So Verno trying to see if he can spot anything out here top mid. Nothing to be found. Woot finishes the job. Finds himself a second as Artisan gets taken down as well. Massive shutdown here on the set strategy from MIBR. Heretics looking alive and well in the anti-bonus.
Yeah, just taking some really nice contact fights. Woot, a player the desk was wanting to highlight a bit to see how he would fare on that Viper. He stands tall there over towards B-Link. On to Zenom, see what he can do. Maybe find some more damage for MIBR.
You'd love to take any of these weapons away. Make this a bit more costly here for the side of Heretics. These little peeks coming through. Boo gets the spot. Not calling for any rotations quite really yet here, but won't be necessary. Boo holds the line, shuts down Zenom, denies any more damage suffered. So Heretics now get themselves on the board.
Yeah, a really nice round there for the Heretics, winning some contact fights. That's something that both these teams really good at so far this event, to be frank. If you go back and watch them early in this event, it seemed like they were just winning duels all over the place. Something that, you know, MIBR was able to do against Fnatic on Bind, able to do against RRQ on 2 different maps. Team Heretics obviously doing it against G2 and T1, so right there, a good start for Heretics on this defender side. This is where they need to do their damage. This is where they need to rack up a bunch of rounds, it feels like. This is where they really devastated G2. Ran a bunch of rounds together to kick off the map. Just a tight hold. They like to play a little bit further back to Team Heretics on A site. Benji somehow finds a kill.
First one of the map, just gets a wallbang shot there across onto Aspas. Given that he has just been the tip of the spear, the one diving forward, getting that information, refracting back. How are you really meant to try to pilot this rifle round now? A lot of damage forward onto Rien's, puts him down to 3 HP. Verno for now slowly creeping forward here alongside Artisan.
And look at this setup. You've got a star there. You've got the Razor Vines right in the front of sight. Haunt to confirm presence. That's going to keep Miniboo there.
They delay it for now. As this creeper around the side continues to come through, but the wall gets tripped 0 point at the ready. He at the same time looking to try to get an entry through this yard position. Flash into the back, Paranoia is there. Cortesia able to collect one. Rien's finally going to be finished off, so a kill found. Hunter's Fury coming through. Benji Fishy tucks into the corner just behind the box here. Managed to avoid those final pulses. Wow. Quick peek, and Cortesia is going to be able to find him at the same time. Fragment out to Miniboo's demise. Forced forward into the open arms of MIBR. And happily collect those kills and now get the spike planted.
Phenomenal work from Cortesia.
One enemy remaining.
And now, just Boo, left standing already. Here in this forward position, just gonna silently try to creep his way back. And get out of dodge scot-free. Just the one weapon to be retained. Overall, economy from Heretics will be able to afford a buy, but Benji Fishy seen better days as far as the wallet's concerned. It's gonna be MIBR stopping Heretics from catching up and keeping them here at a 2-round disadvantage.
It's massive that MIBR gets this round. And they get it as clean as they did. It didn't look good. You lose Aspas at the beginning, and you're thinking, oh boy, there goes your entry pressure. There goes your ability to bypass that Astra and Vice util. Instead, they just play it slow. That's the way they like to do it. Mid-round, it's take these pauses, gain a little bit of space, try to wait out your opponents, bait out some of their util. You know, you see it, they react nicely to the Vice wall. They don't overcommit anybody. Get a little bit of util out, confirm the presence. And that's a great spot again from Verno. He has been just brilliant on the Sova, backing these teams up, and right there, playing anti-flash, able to turn it and take down Miniboo. But Cortesia winning a couple big rifle duels there, breaks things open, and MIBR stabilizes.
Aspas coming back into this one has an outlaw in hand. Only 2 players that won't be susceptible to this.
Even now, you're down to just 1.
Oh, actually, I think, yeah, had it been a last-second pivot on the purchase.
Yeah.
So only Benji Fishy able to survive that one. Aspas just going to be forced away. Quick little pulse, trying to get a sun catch. This has opened up for a deep push into mid from Miniboo, though.
Cutting through. So let's see.
A very forward position.
Yeah, let's see what MIBR wants to do against this. They're going to try to challenge Miniboo here. Going to get the spot. It's going to force out the TP. Opens up the map a little bit. Now, against RQ, they were opting to try to play a little bit more flank with mid-pressure like that. It seems like they're keen to make sure that that mid-pressure isn't real, isn't fully committed to. And then they're going to try to find a way through to the other extremities. Going to test those double controllers over on the B side, maybe. At least thinking about it. Time's going to tick down about 40 seconds, so seemingly this is where the hit's going to go.
Shox to try to clear out any potential util here. Cortesia making some noise over towards the A site. Looks like the pivot is going to be called here. So they're going to start rotating all the way across the map, but they are running low on time, and Cortesia has not really gotten himself scaled forward into the site whatsoever, and there's 3 players here to try to hold this off. Realistically, if you can just put the spike down on the floor, that might just be the round done and dusted. Spike, however, not going to be contested for now, so the plant does manage to come through. Verno going to get tagged up, tucks away back here at yard. He's trying to peek the rest of the squad, but it's going to be Miniboo able to find the person. Cortesia does get taken down. Benji Fishy joins the fray, finds one himself, but Rien's now spotted out. Both shots from Aspas end up going wide. Boot able to win the fight, brings it now to a 2v2, but Verno tucking into the corner, catches Boo, trying to reload.
Standing.
So now goes into the 1v1. Time working against Woot.
Just needs to play time.
Oh, spotted. Saw the head there. And on the swing, Artizine gets the headshot. All 3 of his kills in the map found in this round as he keeps MIBR out in front.
Man, the confidence there to take that swing. You can see that MIBR wants to show that they've got the firepower to hang with Team Heretics. So far, they certainly have been. Been players like Cortesia, Artzin, that are doing a phenomenal job of it. You know, even if Aspas maybe hasn't heated up just yet, the other players are stepping in. Verno, really stellar in some of those follow-ups to make sure that he's getting frags when his teammates are dying for the cause. So it's going to be an early timeout here for Team Heretics. I don't mind what Team Heretics is trying to do. They're trying to be a little bit aggro towards mid. They're trying to kind of put some pressure towards our MIBR, force them to make bad rotations, And for a moment, I thought that almost worked in that previous round. I thought they had put MIBR into a tight spot where maybe when they get to the A site, they're just going to meet so much resistance that the spike maybe goes down, but very late, and there's going to be a lot of players lost. Instead, they concede a little bit of that space. Usually they're pretty aggro at fighting right at that door by A link that leads into A site. This time around, playing a little bit more passive. They're very much about holding those back sites, trying to make you earn that space. See if they can keep it up. See what the ideas are after that timeout.
Well, for now, it's going to be the Sheriff purchase coming through across the board here for the team. They know that that outlaw is in play. Be extra cautious about what angles they're going to look to peek here.
Energy's good.
I think you're going to be
about to cycle in as well here for the side of Heretics that could very much come into play in the next buy.
It's very true. Need to see Riens get involved here as well. So far, a donut on the kill feed, and he's definitely a guy that doesn't feel like he's going to be held back for long with how stellar he's been this event. Just a slow approach towards A. Just looking to wait out this smoke, looking for an aggressive push, going up against that eco. Want to be a little bit diligent. Just the two controllers on this side of the map, though, and they're just going to cycle those smokes. Just trying to play as much delay as possible. A little bit of info, a little bit of space potentially being gained over at B, but they should be getting a pretty good read here that, well, they could be mid, they could be A. They're falling back from this.
No catch on the 0 point, just on the back end of that one, but a couple Sheriff shots ringing out, so they're very well aware of that presence. It's going to be the null command popped. There's Artesine on a warpath, but quickly he sat down here on the floor. Obviously going to be reservoir, but they have to clear this space, and Osmond's able to do just that. Finds the first, Verno gets the second, and just like that, 4 players strong here for the side of MIBR. Cortesia does get taken down. Osmond's still looking for a little bit more. Won't be able to find it. Artesine very much starts to come alive. Back-to-back big rounds from him as MIBR move up 5-1.
Yeah, it's nice to see Aspas getting it going with that sniper rifle. You know, him and something, the two best we have in the business with the scoped guns. And he comes alive in this round. Even though there's that shot kill there on the Cortesia, everything else pretty much goes according to plan here. Love the way that Artesine uses his fragments to buy space and time. It's something he did so well against RRQ, in particular shutting down the Waylay ult that Jemkin was trying to bring against them. But he's been so sturdy. A little bit of a jump peek, spot on the Boo.
TP into the back of the B site here. But Boo, on a repeat, does manage to find Ospas. That's a great shutdown to be found now. The convergent path, something that's not going to be a concern for you here in the round. Geno's made his way up in towards heaven. Looking for the peek, and steadies the spray eventually. He's able to find Boo. Paranoia cuts off mini Boo here. He sprays out some shots. Now they know there's going to be further presence reinforcing that heaven position. But MIBR, nonplussed by it. They just focus on getting the spike planted.
So much for the retake here for Heretics. They've got to get this one going with the ult cycle.
Spot out coming through, and Rien's on the peak there from heaven, able to find one. Tap of the defuse. A 3v4. Verno looking for something, but Mini Boo is there from behind. Able to find it. The pit now blooming, and Benji Fishy gets the final shot. Heretics 3 surviving. They will find themselves their second round win.
Now let's see if they can start streaking a little bit. They're going to have some good ult cycles coming up. You're going to have the Cosmic Divide. You're going to have the Vice ult into the next round. Boo just finds a timing there, just reading off of the drone pop. And he's going to be able to take Aspas down before he can even get the dash going. Fantastic work from the IGL of Team Heretics. And then you've got the ult as well from Mini Boo to really just identify where everybody is, and then Team Heretics just cutting them apart on site. Need a little bit more of that here. Like you said, Aspas died with ult in hand. Let's see if this time MIBR find a little bit more success. We haven't seen too much of the Paranoia dive into A link or even A elbow. Sometimes they like to do that. Instead, they're just going to take a lot of space.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all of the back of this Odin just spraying forward to be able to try to allow for this space to be taken. Artesine is right there looking to collect. So they go one apiece between him and Aspas. Boo.
Concealment.
Shutting down the ladder there. Artesian still trying to work his way forward, sends out the fragment, is just waiting for the reinforcements to come swooping in, but it seems like Heretics overall not necessarily buying that the spike is heading towards this site. You can see that double linger still over towards A, just in case, but Boo now starting to get the bad news as it is delivered straight through the brain there. The bullet from Cortesia able to shut him down, as now the pit going to be invested, and Verno goes to the plant, which will give him another Hunter's Fury as well. This is looking like a nigh impossible retake here to 2v4 for Heretics.
Yeah, even with the Steel Garden available, just not going to commit to it. You just can't. You're absolutely right, Achilles. It just took him too long to get the read on what was really happening there. You know, because a lot of times MIBR is taking that pause, you know, with so many forces that are going to be grouped together, and they're just kind of looking to see if anybody's going to get aggro. Maybe somebody's going to come top mid, a link from the side of Heretics. Instead, they're waiting. They're buying time for that extra angle to be created from B main. Again, beautiful work by Artesian. Just so steady and a brilliant saturate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
On up two, just pinned into a corner. MIBR not showing any mercy here. Not slowing down. I know that Heretics is one of those teams, if they can get that ball rolling, they really can start to take over, find their form. And MIBR looking to just stop that from ever really happening here on this map. So far, it's been working a treat. And I believe we're actually going to be seeing the commitment here. Just 3 rounds separated. The second timeout call here from Team Heretics.
I mean, you just got to be feeling fantastic as Fraud. He got the same out of RRQ on this map. He got 2 early timeouts on the first half of the map, and he's done it again. They are coming in with just great game plans. Obviously, the players are sharp as hell. But this is just a big win. And again, this is Heretics' favored side of the map in a lot of ways. This is defender side is usually where they're giving you a lot of trouble, but MIBR really doing nice work in putting some pressure mid at times and making the right moves, making the right rotations, hitting the right shots at the right time. I mean, it's been their MO throughout a lot of this event so far. And they're not letting their foot off the gas pedal. And Heretics, I'm sure, didn't mind seeing this map too much. This is a clear indication of where MIBR is at as a team. And on this map, they look really well drilled. It's going to be big ults for both sides, too. And you've got that Hunter's Fury, you've got an Odin for Verno, still have the Convergent Pass. You've got
Odin from Rienz as well. Looks like he's just going to do some counter spam down mid.
See what they want to do. They're pinging a link here. Genum's in a place where he wants to throw that Paranoia, but there's nobody there to receive it from Heretics.
I think looking to just maybe do the same trap that they had done before. That double dash forward here. Paranoia now out. Ospas goes to the peak. Nothing going to be spotted. Can refract back, but Optimus go ahead and keep himself in position. Odyssey with the peek down to mid. Lots of multiple targets, and Ospas now off the flank, trying to get involved. Rienz, however, able to flush him out. The Hunter's Fury from Verno far too late to be able to get the catch. So as the dust settles, it ends up just being a 3v3. It is just the lone Benji Fishy here to try to defend this A site, and now he's been spotted out. The Recon getting a catch. Sends out the ult, draws down the weapon fast enough, is able to find one. Gives his life for the cause, but now we've got Rienz quick to rotate around to get himself here into position, try to get the shutdown. 2v2 with Shenum down to 25 health. Just waiting for the spot out, looking for the peak, finds it.
Spike down A.
Shenum, I just don't know if you're going to be able to do much against this Odin. It would have to be instantaneous, but he cannot. Rienz, he'll be able to find himself a third. Timeout conversion overall here for the side of Heretics on the buys, looking good. But can they start to snowball these rounds together?
Things just kind of cascade out of control a bit for MIBR. Heretics do a great job of dodging that early pressure from Ospas. Even though they get caught by the knife and there's a play there for MIBR to make, it's Team Heretics this time who's going to step up, get those big kills. Hunter's Fury not able to connect, and then MIBR forced over into the Vice util. That gives Benji Fishy the awareness and the time to get that crucial ult out and get the reinforcements there to secure the round. This time, really heavy presence early at B. MIBR turning up the pace, maybe.
Just a little bit of a util dump, but no real scale forward quite just yet.
Recovering it.
Seemingly just wanting to Let's see what kind of reaction Rise they can get out at Heretics. Ooh, gonna be spotted there for a moment. Convergent path's now gonna be sent in. Aspas diving forward, but does end up hitting a couple of his teammates here, it would seem. Hinder there on it. He's just gonna play this quietly, but his team is just dying around him. All the more pressure now on his shoulders to deliver an amazing clutch. Some amazing impact. Benji Fishy noted here in mid. How are you meant to play it? Finds the first. Listen towards Link. Nothing to be spotted, but now his position known. And the only way out is to fight. The round win. It's a foregone conclusion. It will not be found, nor will a weapon retained. MIBR, once again, they open the door for one. Heretics eke their way back in, and then it just gets slammed right in their faces once again.
It's this pause, throws everything awry. They read that position of Boo right away. That's an odd smoke to be on top of the hut, and they're so ready for it. And then they're just storming through, clearing most angles, other than the one Woot was in. And it turned out to be not the end of the world for them. They were just cutting through. Still, Boo sitting on that Cosmic Divide. Rians has his ult, but it's an eco here. They're just going hot in towards A.
Yep.
Some spray in, top of the bite, Rien's dead. No hope in hell. Artisine running down Benji Fishy, just pounding across. Those aren't his kills, it's okay. Verno was the one to collect. He's just willing, so willing to put his life on the line, just set up and guarantee the round victory. Especially given the weaponry on the opposite side. Now once again, left to his own devices. Won't be able to find it. Verno with 3, MIBR with 8. So they look to make this a 9-3 half.
It's so fun to watch this team. Once they decide to accelerate, oh, he gets a glimpse right as he's trying to tuck into the smoke off the back of the snake bite. Oh man, Verno. I mean, Artisine, I just love the way he plays. He's so selfless. He's using his util really smartly, but right there, just setting Verno up for a big double kill. He's got 11 assists on the map already in the first half. 1 per round on average.
It's been pretty good. He's also doing a decent amount of fragging in his own right. Boo, though, a solid advantage to start things off to Shenna. How he peeks in, maybe thinking that he was going to be able to find that player alone, but that second layer of mini-Boo catches him off guard, and then suddenly it's a 2-player advantage. Start off the last round of this half.
Oh, it's Nightfall. Thought for a second Rians might use it just to buy a little bit of time, maybe get a player to cheat over.
Cross on the peak. It's good for the shot. Wood's going to be taken down, and now as they continue to push forward here towards B, it's once again Benji Fishy by himself. The drone trying to lead the way, but Osbots is already far too quick to get on the angle. Finds the shutdown. Now, none of this Vice util matters. Gets himself into a deeper position. Checking around towards that spawn access. It's the dimensional drift. Everything in the kitchen sink is going to have to be invested here from the side of Heretics to try to get this round back into their favor. Dimensional drift to try to lead the way. Osbots to try to find a timing. Ends up catching a bullet instead, and Rian's finding a nice shutdown, giving them the player advantage. Hunter's Fury going to be coming through, and mini-Boo is way further forward than Verno could have anticipated. Artisine going to be pitched as Boo finds the shot. The defuse comes in, and Heretics will recover a 4th round here in this opening half.
It's a dicey half for Heretics. At least they're able to find that last one off that early 5v3 advantage. Looks like for a moment, Osbots might just take things into his own hands. This little fadeaway there, but that ult from mini-Boo, beautiful in a couple different regards. Gets the spot onto Osbots, gets the clear on to Verno on the backside. They're able to take the round.
Some pressure here on the side of Heretics. Still some wiggle room to try to get themselves back into this map. To get ready to swap sides. Need to start on a pistol.
Heretics' passion, was that a shared passion since the very beginning, and what made you follow Los Niños in the beginning?
So I've been coaching for a couple years now in OC, and I've been studying Team Heretics for years. They're insane. So, but I think both of us, we both love Team Heretics.
So it's a shared passion, right? Donc première question, qui est-ce qui a initié un peu cette passion pour Team Heretics dans le couple? Qu'est-ce qui fait que vous les suivez? Tout simplement, je suis coach dans la région Océanie et donc j'étudie, on va dire au millimètre, ce que font les Team Heretics. Et voilà, c'est clairement partagé entre nous. And Will, I heard both of you had a long way to come here to cheer for your team in Paris. So, you know, how was that? And I think you're representing a region and you have a few words about it.
Yeah, we're from Australia. Me and Nicole, 27 hours out. And we believe that OC needs some recognition. We've got some really good players, but we need more love. We need more love.
Let's shed the light on OC. Donc ouais, on vient d'Australie, on a eu 27 heures pour venir ici pour soutenir les Team Heretics et la région Océanie mérite plus d'amour, plus de reconnaissance. On a d'excellents joueurs. Thank you both of you for joining me. Fingers crossed for a Team Heretics win on this side of the arena despite their hard half. And let's see if Team Heretics can come back on Road. Thank you so much, both. Thank you, guys.
Don't worry, OC. We know you. We love you.
We do.
And we hope to see some more of you. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Coinbase Econ report here. As the side of MIBR, honestly, yeah, he has been putting up some numbers.
It's just really efficient. And Verno as well. I mean, this double initiator comp that they bring on this map is so oppressive in the information game, in the blinds, you know, in the way that they're getting the spots out with Verno's util, the way that Verno's able to follow up off of Aspas or whoever's going in front of him. Just so impressive, the coordination and the time that these guys put in. So they came to Europe and boot camped, and look at the results. They are playing so well.
Hasn't managed to find any shots there over on towards Rian's. Always interesting to see when you have not even a single lick of damage onto a player on the opposite side, but it looks like we are ready to go. Back in now for the second half, so 8-4, MIBR in a cozy lead, but a pistol win from Heretics. A little bit of start of the snowball. That could turn around very quickly.
Look at this setup over at A elbow. A crossfire with Aspas, maybe trying to bait a little bit here for Cortesia. Genum as well in place.
Oh.
Whoop, okay, forget it.
Well, he has simply lost his life off the rip.
Boo's kind of had the number of some of these these MIBR players.
It certainly has.
He's gotten some big opening kills.
Clear on the recon, a Prowler to try to check. Not going to be able to get the grab here onto Verno. He's lobbing in a shock dart, finds a decent little chunk of damage there on a mini boot on the re-peek. It's even more across the jump down loop. Playing up on top of the half wall, looking to try to catch him off guard, but Benji Fishy swinging the corner is just going to be able to find the headshot. Just like that, it's a 5v3 now with the spike planted, all ready for the side of Team Heretics. Double push in, Boo holding down this angle here in mid. Playing it quietly. Looks like no one really going to look to try to push the other side of that wall. We'll just cut back themselves over towards Link, try to join in with Artisan as quickly as they possibly can. There's so many angles to try to clear out here for the side of MIBR. Noise made, swing at the corner, the first one going to be found, Mini Boo going to be taken down, look at the flick there, over, Genum now, last one standing in a 1v2. Time ticking away, it sets up a smoke, flash confirming presence, gets a one tap, it's now suddenly Benji Fishy has to try to run his way forward into the smoke, but Genum has the shutdown, but he doesn't have the defuse. Damn good shooting, but the time just not there. Heretics, they will scrape by with a pistol win.
Oh my. The 3v5 that almost goes away of MIBR. Again, a great opener for Boo. He's been so sharp in those moments. He's got a great read on when and where the players are going to want to push. Down to 0.88.
Don't worry, guys. I counted. It's all good, bro.
The math was mathing. The math was mathing. Fantastic. I mean, this is kind of interesting. It's the exact same kind of start that Team Heretics had against G2 on this map. They were down 8-4, they win a pistol, they start streaking rounds. Maybe they've got some of that magic in store for us here again.
Been leaning into the Stinger buys here. Don't dip quite as hard into the wallet there. It's been a relatively free walk up here in towards Yard, and yeah, now that presence is going to be known. Puts him in the corner, looking for that second kill, can't make it happen. Verno will be able to shut him down, but is only able to recover a ghost here for his troubles. Firepower-wise, MIBR very much outclassed here at the moment.
Just not going to commit to this too much. Bruno looking for maybe a little extra damage, but other players lining up to either get some exits or die to the spike. See which direction Heretics ends up wanting to drift themselves. They don't mind going for the fights here, just stingers. Why not? But looks like they are going to back off. Okay.
A quick exit through the defender's spawn here for the side of Heretics. So just a one-player loss, just a ghost on the floor. Exactly who they were willing to have die. Heretics starting off this half not as cleanly as they possibly could hope. Now the deficit, just the 2 rounds separating as we go into their bonus and see if they can get that conversion.
Gonna be tough. But if those stingers can sing, absolutely could be a game changer, could be a momentum breaker. It's MIBR so hot in that first half.
Sure. That's
There's going to be an early operator there for Aspas as well.
I mean, at least
they want to try to get him going with that sniper, trying to lock down some of that early space on the map.
Shenham's going for the glass cannon just to really enable that purchase. Let's see if that comes back to bite them here. It's posted up. Top of the hut here. Poison orb forward. The push getting ready to come through. Pretty clear there onto the Thorns. Cannot make it happen. Fragment's going to be coming through, but that's just disrespected. Rienz just swings in around it. Eats a good amount of damage, but finds the critical kill. Vernon now locked in position. And he is just scrambling to try to find his crosshair setup. He cannot. Filling out wounds, drops, and they just continue to play together and overwhelm every single player from MIBR, one after the other. And given the operator, given the no armor for Shenham, there is nothing left to do but to sit back and watch that spike detonate.
It's crazy. Flip sides of the map, and Team Heretics instantly converts a bonus off the back of the Stingers, and it's a timing. MIBR's Artisan just a little bit unsure with throwing that knife in time. Had he thrown it a second or two earlier, could have potentially been a very different round. Maybe preventing Benji Fishy from using that Vice util. Instead, he gets cut down to size. And all of a sudden, it's just a runaway freight train of Stingers that are coming at you. They have to save. MIBR, I'm kind of curious if Rod is maybe thinking about his first time out. Maybe not here because it's an eco, but maybe sooner rather than later because Team Heretics seemingly looking to tie this matchup.
Looks like they will be able to find themselves a decent purchase. A judge in hands for Odyssey. Guardian there for Cortezia. Still that operator. Now posted up here in mid. Aspas. Ooh, catching a glimpse, but Minibu catches the shot. Has the full armor, so does survive, but down to 10 HP here is Aspas. Little poke and prod advantages now. He is continuing to play risky and put himself out there. Coming through, and this time Aspas does manage to get the jump. Minibu going to be struck down. Advantage for the moment here to the side of MIBR.
Not going to try to reaggress. Benji's just going to hold the angle. And with no further contact, it's going to lead Team Heretics to think that maybe the B side is weak. Maybe they've rotated Aspas away. And it's a little bit of mid-aggression here from Bruno. Yeah, they read this. Yeah.
He's fully sending it over. Quick check towards A, now cutting back over towards B, maybe try to get situated up into heaven here. But for now, Zia is alone, sees into the corner. Thorn's gonna be lobbed in. Might just sent out the no avail to try to stop it, push forward, but the site has been opened up here for the taking. Heretics happily filling that space.
Great util there to back Cortezia off. Didn't give him the angle to shut down the entry point with his own snake bite. Had to just throw it on sight.
Cosmic Divide now coming through the link position, however, still going to be opened up, so his target's placed, and it might not even just be the grab well. Try to pull him out into the open. Verno to be noted here on the flank. Let's take it down. Odyssey on the peak, able to find one. Paranoia now going to be sent through. Woot up here towards the bottom, but it's out to the open for Cortezia to collect as he finds himself a second. Boo dead. Rienz here on the site, all alone to 1v3. The judge just bounds around the corner. No timeout necessary, it would seem. Prod trusts in the team, and they get it done. MIBR continue to maintain the advantage, not allowing for Heretics to tie things up.
They're so patient. The elbow showing right before MIBR can get the reaction. Great use of the judge here by Artizine. Tezio with a Guardian, absolutely ferocious. Finds 2 huge kills on site, and that leaves Riens all alone. I don't disagree.
Time seems to run at him. Economy not yet going to be broken, though. Heretics still having enough money to get a couple more buys in, but MIBR steadying the ship here. Once again, the operator, an ever-present concern here for the Heretics players.
They've got Artizine there to maybe back up Aspas. Maybe set up for some combos there. So you got the flashes, got the saturate. Oh, the knife only spots Boo, though. Doesn't give you a ton of info. Not that that's super unusual in the early parts of the round. A lot of teams have learned to just dodge that bottom mid knife that's going to land. Not much you can do about it.
I'll find you.
Riens actually throwing out a bunch of util there. Artizine stepping back far enough. He's really trying to get some info to set Aspas up here.
Benji caught off there from the drone. Cover going out. Alone holding close as everyone gets stacked up here outside of A main. No split pressure. Aspas not too far away, but you can see the pings coming down. Heretics understanding the players' positions quite well here for the moment. It's going to be a matter of can they deal with him. For now, the Nightfall has it set up. It's not going to get a catch onto anything. Flash, however, will find Aspas, and that zones him back. Held at bay here for now. Dash at the ready, still needs a good amount of damage though from that snake bite. Paranoia sent over to the side, but Jenum is about to be under so much pressure. Barely manages to make it in around the corner, out to safety. Flash is sent, gets a connection, Boo. Forced to reposition, and time now starting to dwindle. 12 seconds remaining. Plant will be able to come in. Artizine just trying to flash his way forward, but it's just too many targets around the corner as Verno gets taken down as well. 2 players remaining. Aspas looking for the shot. He manages to connect it, but he cannot get the kill. And that's going to be the call to save. Sounded here for the side of MIBR.
All it takes is a few little things here for Team Heretics to get this site exec to go. And it's just a good flash and a good snake bite to keep Aspas at bay, to keep that operator in check. And Zenom just trying to do what he can. Nightfall doesn't hit anything, but that's okay, because that gives you a ton of info as Heretics on how much open space you have to work with. And they're quick to react with the smokes and the util. Zenom doesn't guess correctly with the paranoia. Thought maybe they become an elbow. Couldn't slow them up anymore. Tried to throw some flashes in, but it's too late. Heretics had firmly entrenched themselves onto the site and were just waiting around the box. Turning those flashes with ease.
10 seconds left.
Phenomenal work. Back off. 3 different players getting involved there. And this is something that I love from Heretics, as we are going to see a timeout from MIBR. But both these teams have impressed me tremendously, but in particular Heretics, with the way that they take these brawls, these big group battles where you know it's going to be a 3v3, a 4v3, something like that. Their spacing is so good. You know, some teams end up lining up, giving up those multi-kills, like make it a little easier for your opponents. They rarely do that. They're so disciplined in the way that they spread out just enough, but still cover their angles. That right there was just a great example of something that I think is maybe unspoken of Team Heretics.
Gonna keep the ball rolling here. Done a decent blow to the economy on the side of MIBR. It's not gonna be a full-fledged purchase coming in for them, obviously. Still always that operator being carried over, being held on to. Inferno and Artizine really try to get going here. Zia maybe can get a purchase in for someone. Perhaps another judge. Yep, there it is.
Absolutely, he's one away from the null command as well, so they can get that going. Maybe they can shut down or set up for a nice retake before Team Heretics can really get their momentum going again. Because now MIBR starting to lose control of that momentum game. Just enough of a one-way there. MIBR doesn't really feel like challenging initially, but they're going to stack up
clear the rows. Prowler gone, just a quick little back away here. Yeah, not looking, get himself caught out again. Repositions, have that snake bite to try to delay. Should he assess that the players are getting ready to storm their way in through main? Looks like they are just about to do exactly that. TP forward, little flash itself, but spot out on the recon. Not much more to be done here. Shock Dart will go ahead and soften him up a little bit, finds a smattering of damage. Spike plant can still come through relatively for free here. Cuts into the corner, MIBR wanting to scale forward, take some more space. Looks like they call to back away. Play this one out a little bit more patiently, a little bit safely. Has been made. Seal Garden going to be sent. The take away the weapons here as the retake gets ready to begin. That paranoia is not going to be good for it. Root managing to find two. Osbosh 10 up, one apiece. Bring it now into a 3v3. Verno still waiting on that flank through Link. Wall at the ready, the recon. Not going to be getting a scan here onto either of these players. Still one out from main. On around the corner. Who able to find one? Osbosh trades him back, having swapped onto the Vandal, but then quickly just get shut down. Verno looking to try to get the turn. They cannot do it fast enough. Re-ends through the smoke at main. Strikes him down, and the timeout call does not lead to a round victory. MIBR now find themselves tied up against Heretics.
But just so much space has to be given up here. And to be fair, MIBR is playing to give up the B side. They're holding the A side as their strong side, and the Heretics able to just get through there and do what they need to do.
Let's go!
And they get Benji Fishy, his ult, off of the spike plant. That pushes MIBR even further back. Are gonna have that no command, but it is a weak buy.
Venom just with the classic, frantically backpedaling. Tucks away behind the box here at Yard. Clone and Prowler, everything just being sent. Snakebite gonna be sent out to no avail to try to keep Venom alive, but the spray eventually will connect. 3 Sheriffs to try to make some magic happen, but it seems like Heretics thinking that they've done a sufficient job of drawing attention away towards this A site, and they would be overall correct. It's just Osbosh slowly working his way back across towards that B site.
Yeah, just trying to feel the map out a little bit. See if there are any traps, any re-clears of space. Could be coming their way. Heretics looking now towards that B site where Osbosh has shifted in. He's gonna have to go absolutely nuclear here.
Still got many boobs lurking back in that A-link position. Try to cut them off, but Osbosh, hell of a shot to start things up, but cannot find that follow-up. Benji Fishy trades him out.
30 seconds
Some
left.
in with the player advantage as the spike now gets ready to go down, and MIBR is on the hunt. Swooping in from behind, slowly making his way across. Looking for the angle. We'll have to try to get it done with the Sheriff, given that he does have a stinger behind this. He might not even really get the opportunity. The rest of his teammates are going to be able to clean this up. Double face forward, Verno finding the shot. Rien's going to be taken down. Minor amount of damage suffered there from Artisan. As a fragment goes forward. Now held at bay, the snake bite buys some critical time. A drone considered, but the time is just not going to be there for them. Benji looking to try to displace his player here at Heaven. Verno just wants to do a bit more damage, it would seem. MIBR with the Singer able to find one. Frantic spray as Verno gets himself a 3rd kill. The time is not there. They cannot get this defused, but it's a damn good effort and a good deal of damage dealt here by MIBR. Counts as a Red Bull clutch as Heretics will gain the lead here for the first time.
It has just been a ridiculous attack side here for Heretics. I mean, MIBR fighting tooth and nail, getting some good Sheriff shots, creating some good moments, setting up for some good double faces, but it's just too little too late. And now you're going to be sitting on a bunch of ults for MIBR. Everything but the Viper's Pit. And Cortezia going to be 2 away from that. So this one has to go MIBR's way. And the economy is obviously part of that equation as well.
Yeah, I mean, I said damage dealt, but
doesn't
Heretics,
matter.
They've had so much money this entire half. Only dropping the singular round. Osbosh holding close. Look at the spot out. Prowler gets the check. Just be a quick little back away.
Can't use that.
It's a nice knife. Gives you a lot of info, but MIBR continuing to hold their default. Zenom and Aspas potentially going to be under pressure, but Snakebite to clear behind. And that's just a little bit of show of force here from the Heretics, trying to convince MIBR that they're thinking the A direction, even though now they're sending a little bit of util over towards A links, and now you really should have alarm bells ringing in your head as MIBR. The ult as well from Miniboo. Storms his way through.
Dimensional drift coming through. Quick check from Aspas, and he cannot escape. So fastly do they peek out there. So he can take it down. Zenom will swing around the back of the smoke. Is able to find one. Stopping Miniboo before he can escape, but now he is alone here on this site. Desperately needing some reinforcements. Finds himself another kill, but Woot will be able to flush him out. The damage dealt. Woot and Boom, both so very low. Hit's going to be invested. Benji Fishy moving here just around the corner to try to catch them off guard. His eyes get focused forward. Verno on the check, still here within the pit. The rest of the team are falling to the wayside. Benji can do nothing to save his comrades. The round goes the way of MIBR. Empty investments. They once again tie things up.
It's just a crazy back and forth. Love the way that both of these teams play because they're so coordinated. They're so well situated to bounce off of each other. But this round, it's on Zenom. He comes up huge with a 2K. Even though Artisan maybe a little bit late, you could argue, with the null command there, can prevent the pit from coming through. Doesn't matter. They're still able to storm in and get the job done. And that was a breath of fresh air for MIBR.
It was, and it was only an investment of 2 of the ultimates here.
Good point.
They had available, so they still have their own pit to try to utilize. And it's going to be sent there off the rip.
There.
As expected. Forward here on B main. Miniboo scouted by the 0 point, still pushes his way forward.
That haunt might make you think that something's amiss. They check, but they check the wrong corner with the... Oh my.
Throwing the check in, and Miniboo, he could have just gotten out. He could have just taken the gate crash, joining with the rest of the squad, but he goes for the face. He just gets taken off.
The read there, fantastic as well. Because if you lose that pit with Cortesia in it, maybe the round could go haywire real fast. Instead, it's a big rotation from Team Heretics. They are going to keep Aspas over on that B site, though. Still has his ult for the retake. So a little bit of danger here for Verno and Zenom. Last time, Zenom, so impactful. Boo does have a Cosmic Divide. They can get to a spot to use it.
He's got another smoke already cycled up. The Paranoia still in hand. A TP for a quick exit. It's going to be hard to try to lock down this element. Verno watching on the cross angle. Paranoia now going to be sent through. It's a massive connection. The spray, however, does get a good amount of damage in, but it does not find those eliminations quite just yet. Benji Rians both down to 30 HP. Another smoke cycled forward. The bite to seize, neither getting purchased. And now they're just pushing out of the smoke to their demise.
Spike down A.
Flash in, Woot there around the box, is able to get the spike planted. And now finds himself in a 1v3. Now looks forward, spots the first convergent paths. An immense amount of respect perhaps is going to be shown here as MIBR know that they need to win this round, and Aspas just goes for the widest swing possible. And with that defuse, they will regain the lead 11-10.
Yeah, what phenomenal work here again from Zenom. A brilliant Paranoia. Miniboo thought maybe he could get away with it. Artisan on the case. Puts on that detective hat. Gets the job done. Now, what a brilliant wide swing from Aspas there. Woot just expecting him to stop quick. Goes for the shots, and that leaves his mouth agape. Now, when you run into Aspas, that's going to happen to you. You're not the first, my friend.
Now,
I'll take everything from them.
the economy finally starting to be broken down here for the side of Heretics. This is looking like a bit of a must-win round for them to stop MIBR from getting up to that map point. It looks like there's not going to be much ambiguity about this one once it gets started. All players stacked up here towards this A side of the map. Verno quickly going to be rotating back around over through yard to try to join in. Throne, go ahead and get the scout. Spot. That's held him at bay. Slows him up here for the moment.
Chewing through this Cosmic Divide.
Odyssey considering his options here. There's the ping reveal, and Cortezia so quick to respond on the back of that. Draws down the shorty, keeps himself a second. Verno fast on this flank. Watched here by Rienz, relays that over to his teammates, and Verno tries to fight back out towards the A main side. Rienz able to hold his own, but it's a pump at the brakes here. 45 seconds remaining.
Now you know where that Odin is. That Prowler gives it away for Artizan.
3v3. A tap at the plant. Artizan looking out wide. The basin, the dink, the spray down. MIBR dead. Woot frantically trying to respond in kind here from across the way, but Artizan shuts him down, and Rienz is stranded in main. Yoden able to find one more. The haunt gonna be cleared. 13 bullets remaining in this weapon. He needs every last one of them, but none of them will connect. 12-10 MIBR. They have fought their way back into the driver's seat. They are one round away from closing up their map pick here.
It's Verno again. Great util. Cortezia gets teed up by his IGL and knocks it out of the park there, and again is just chewing through so much of that alt timing. Boo wants to throw it early, wants to create some pressure.
Now the economy. Half armors across the board here. Just Woot with the full armor. That Vandal behind him. MIBR, however, okay. Sounds like util hero in the previous round. Verno taken out nice and early. Here's the Nightfall, crashes across the B site. Smoke gonna be cycled forward, and there's no real scaling off the back of that one. It's just gonna be an info gain here for the side of Heretics. They're not making look a move. They're not looking to make a move. Words.
I want to point out, Jenem is a judge. Plenty of money, and they opt to even go for that.
I think he's got it behind. He's got a Phantom as well.
Oh, you're right, he does.
Yeah, just double stacking the weaponry here. They're all clustered up now here on this B site. MIBR so confident.
They're gambling.
Try to end up here, but yeah. The rotations now start to come through here. Heretics at least going to be looking to re-clear mid. Could potentially still end up committing towards that B side of the map.
This is making things really difficult. You're going to have to rely on Artizan again with his util to get a retake going if you're going to give up the A side. But they're going through. They're heading towards B.
This could be catastrophic, or it could be absolutely brilliant. Artizan, however, starting to get a sense of this one, it would seem. Pushing forward, riding the wall, it's about to fall. And now he has spotted them all. Fragment's gonna go down to try to delay with the Guardian. He's getting that high pen usage, high pen value. He does get struck down. 5v3 now. The bound forward, the time, however, started to tick. Aspas able to find one more. Cortezia alone on the site, finds the first, swoops in, finds himself a second, and now it's a 1v1. MIBR needing to win this, needing to find it. And he just narrowly has. Team Heretics hold on by a thread. They need one more to push this into OT.
What in the world was that? What a wild round. Gets the spot right before the toxic screen goes up. Able to track him down with the Guardian is MIBR. Cortezia almost with the 3K. Tries to hold the trigger down, expecting the repeat, but MIBR has the patience. And yeah, so close, yet so far away.
Operator back in hand for Aspas. See everything in the kitchen sink going to be sent from both sides. Is damage suffered here from MIBR. With little peek and a dip back from Venom. MIBR one away from having the dimensional drift available.
He should be getting it. I would think that they were maybe going to work towards the other orb. Eventually they are. They're just worried about a little bit of pressure out of A main first. Wanted to keep that under control. That was first priority, but now it's taken a bit too long. So Aspas getting a little curious with that operator. Wants to lock down that orb. Knows.
Check, gets the spot out. Should have seen the Oro. Now the clone is coming through. They flash him off the angle. Hop there from the teammate, but MIBR able to get what he was after. Throws on that mask, swings around the corner. Now Artizan holding close and sprays down 3! MIBR on the exit, able to find Cortezia of Woot. Taking down Verno at the same time. Suddenly it's a 2v2 with all players scattered across the map. No one playing together at this point. But for MIBR, they know that the spike is on the floor.
Toxins going up.
Wood's gonna collect that. Artesian taking a forward position here in mid. Trying to flash his way in, but Miniboo doesn't get the catch, but he gets the reaction. And he manages to shut him down. Aspas now needing to do it all if he wants to bring this map to its end. A safe plant to be found. No way to deny this. And also no weapons nearby. He's gonna make it happen. He's gonna have to make it happen with the off.
Just a saturate to work with for Util. Has to get value out of it.
Root there just around the corner. Lingering in behind the box. The wall gets raised. Spike planted a little bit deeper, but Aspas is able to find the first shot. The weapon just a bridge too far, and Miniboo, he will have the headshot, the 3K, to take us into overtime.
Unbelievable. Both teams matching each other's attack sides. 8 and 4. Send it into OT. I mean, Artesian, I thought this one might be it, but on the other side of the map, Miniboo. Oh, what an adjustment. Trying to track down Aspas. And just immediately turns his crosshairs right onto Cortezia. Gets the 3K to get Heretics into the overtime. Unbelievable. What a crazy back and forth. And I love this. Both these teams having their moments, having their momentum. Now we're gonna get a little bit more. Over to the attack side. Dash out, knife to set up Aspas.
Very quickly working his way all the way up in here towards top mid.
But a lot of times you would think that this is an A-Link hit with that knife. I think Woot somewhat aware, and especially off that Prowler.
The Prowler checks it all now. The drone going to be noted. Woot just peeking, trying to see the scaling here behind. Artesian worried about this top mid position where Miniboo is ready to try to swing out. A little bit of a minor challenge there against Aspas, but doesn't go for the full peek.
They're starting to
he's refilling the space.
Yeah.
Flash connecting onto one. Artesian holding the close angle, and they are giving this no credence whatsoever. The kill able to be collected, but now they're swinging from behind. Rian with a massive backstab, comes up with two. Artesian still pinned in, but now Cortezia, he arrives as well. Who's the last one standing? And not for very long. The opening round of overtime. Oh, it's a messy one. It's layers upon layers of flanks. That's MIBR coming away with it once again, getting themselves up to map point.
I mean, this was just such a timing thing. Initially, I thought Heretics were going to just be able to collapse all around. But MIBR has that extra layer. Last bullet. Ooh, yeah. I get it. I think it's a decent read from Heretics, but there's that one extra layer from MIBR. They've been so good about that. Something Fraud has been really driving home for them to make sure there's that extra little piece, that extra little check of the flanks.
This time the 0 point. It's not too late. Exactly when he needed it to be. Spot up on the 3, some damage on the spray there onto Miniboo. Cortezia, however, have to use to try to delay, but the fragment will be there. Miniboo already creeping forward, up over to the half wall, but Cortezia able to shut him down. The peek coming through, Verno having this cross angle, just dancing on the thorns. He's just drawing attention as hard as he mows them all down. 14-12. Had to go to distance into overtime, but MIBR firmly find their footing. And they do not allow for any further resets.
Man, the playoffs here at VCT Champions have been great. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after this break.